Good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about the topic water resource engineering subject in our unit 2 runoff. The topic we are going to discuss today is watershed, catchment and basin. So the picture shown itself the runoff is flow. So how the watershed, catchment area and basin will be play a role in this runoff. The things we are going to discuss now. So the topic correlated with the course outcome of summarize the concept of well hydraulic. It is an understand level. Then the CO2 correlated with the PO1 PO7 and then PSO1. So see this is called iotosphere. So the iotosphere is all the water on, under or around Earth's surface. So the iotosphere is the total amount of water on Earth. The iotosphere includes water that is on the surface, underground and in the air. The iotosphere can be liquid, vapor or ice. On Earth, liquid water exists on the surface in the form of ocean, lakes and rivers. Watershed. So see these left side for the pictures. The watershed divided and the rain precipitation snow based the water will be flow. Based on the slope it will be down like a percolation. Then finally the groundwater will be increased through the aquifer process. So the watershed is a bowl like landform defined by high points and ridge lines that descent into lower elevation and stream valleys. The watershed carries watershed from the land after rainfalls and snow melt. Drop by drop, water is channeled into soils, groundwaters, creeks, and streams, making its way to larger rivers and eventually the sea. The making of river, like a precipitation, snowfall water will be formed, a runoff will be flow, so that farmland Oman roads will be occur where the slope will be occur through the way the river will be flow. Finally, the ocean will be mixed. Groundwater flow also will be lost through this area. It will be moved this area. So see from this, the picture show very clearly about the runoff and finally where it will be mixed. So the watershed is a universal solvent affected by all that it comes in contact with. The land is transverses and the soils through which it travels. The important things about watershed is what we do on the land affect water quality for all communities living downstream. The watershed divides. A watershed starts at the highest points on the landscape like mountain peaks and rigid lines that divide one valley or drainage from another. The imaginary line that connect those high points is called the watershed divides. So watershed divides precipitation that fall inside the watershed divide will flow down to the water body like a river or a lake. At the lowest point in the landscape, the watershed is usually named after that water body. So see the headwaters. So from the headwaters through the precipitation will be flow. Tributaries based it will be divided in the rivers and the floodplain, estuary and red lines. The headwaters are not the highest elevational point in a watershed. They are fed by a runoff, springs or snow melt that originated further the upslopes. The surface runoff is water from rain, snow melt or other sources that flows over the land surface and is a major component of the water cycle. So the runoff that occurs on surface before reaching a channel is also called overland flow. A land area which produce a runoff drainage to a common point is called a watershed. So see this is the runoff base. This is the lake views. So the drainage basin. So the drainage basin is, or maybe we can call like a catchment basin, is an extent or an area of land where all surface water from rain, melting snow or ice coverages. So to a single point at a lower elevation, usually the exit of the basin where the waters join another body of water such as river, lake, reservoir, estuary, wetland, sea or ocean. So the river basin. Source based, the drainage basin, river channel, confluence, and it is the mountain based. So watershed, then tributaries. A river basin is the land that water flows across or under on its way to a river, just as a bathtub catches all of the water that falls within its side. A river basin sends all of the water flowing within it to a central river and out to an estuary or to the ocean. The river basin. So the Harkik PD river basin is a large river basin in the eastern United States. Its total covering around 7,221 square miles, like making it the second largest in the state of North Carolina. So the confluence. So the source of river, the main river will be then confluence. This is the location. Okay. So tributary based. So mouth of the river, the point where a tributary joins a larger river called the main stream, or where two streams meet to become the source of a river of a new name, such as the confluence of the South Yadkin River and Yadik River in North Carolina. The tributary based, the like we can form like the different channel in a same view, no? So this all those things like a tributaries. So this location is called a confluence. That is called watershed area. This is called a source. The finally it will reach on the maybe the slow based like the ocean will be occur, no? So it will be mingled. So a tributary is a freshwater stream that feeds into a larger stream or river. The point where a tributary meets the main river is called the confluence. Tributaries, also called affluents, do not flow directly into the ocean. So the tributaries most large river are formed from many tributaries. Each tributary drain a different watershed are carrying runoff and snow melt from the area. So each tributary's watershed makes up the larger watershed of the main river. Can you name three tributaries in the Ethic River? So this is your like a assessment based. You have to answer that one. Okay. So the floodplain. So see the uplands. This is the low plains, so like a valley. So the floodplain will flow. So channel and floodplain deposit of gravel, sand, and clay. So a floodplain or the flood plain is a generally flat area of land next to a river or stream. It stretches from the banks of the river to the outer edges of the valley. Then next one, mouth of the river, the final stage. So see the place where a river enters a lake, larger river or the ocean is called its a mouth. So river mouth are places of much activity. Why? Because it will be mingled in two places like a river to coastal. So sea or lake. So water river end, river mouth. This is river flow like slow based downhills. Then river head where river beings. So next we have to discuss about the catchment area. Land is not leveled everywhere. So the topography consists of plain land and mountains. So rainwater from mountain top of high land flows on slopes. This flow water accumulates on a plain area known as catchment. The size of the catchment, it can be small or big. It can be of 10 to 20 hectares or size of river basin. So what can be done under catchment development? So the developing country contours in a on level, developing a small dam, constructing small lake, constructing a bund, leveling of land under catchment area, plantation of trees surrounding the area based. So these are the reference material. Thank you.